Hello everyone, what you're seeing here is a VOD review that I did with Blue Racer 7 over a tournament result that he recently got from Crossworlds Chaos. And here we're going to give everyone the chance to learn from everything that I saw that could be improved, and hopefully you can take this and learn a lot more about how you can improve your own races. For reference, my credentials are that I am a regular finalist in tournaments, as well as have a top 100 in Legend Competition 5. So I feel like I am more than qualified to be able to give a solid VOD review, and hopefully everyone will be able to learn something from it. If you end up liking this, then go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, do all the algorithm nonsense, and let's get right into it.
So
Yeah.
This one's Sonic Boom theme. We are not allowed to, but the only characters you can play are characters that appear to Sonic Boom, and the only difference is this one is that the slicer is disabled.
Yeah, this was a slicer disabled format and limited character selection. Other than that, it's just normal format, so like mostly normal. The only thing that really was notable about this one is that item loss was like way less common, which meant soft bagging was a lot more powerful in this format. Shy Guy made a comment after the fact in the WR server that like just bagging triple wisps was like legitimately game winning for like in general in this format.
Yeah, I didn't know that until I learned the hard way.
Yeah, the removal of Slicer really changes up how strong items are. It's really interesting because like item balance in this game is very much on a knife's edge, but that's all. That's really the only note I've got about the format. Soft bagging was more powerful than normal. Other than that, we can just talk about like the usual fundamentals of what was going on here. And obviously, this was a pretty stacked lineup here. This is like all people who regularly hit like we've got top 500s, we've got Emerald Racers, we've got people who are like regularly at the end of tournament brackets. Got people who do really well in Mogies and stuff like that. So it was not an easy lobby for sure.
Yeah, I was originally going to enter the lobby with a top 100. Round 5 top 100 title, but I decided to go with the speedrunner title because I just recently got the achievement for doing time trials 100 times.
Nice. All right.
Yeah, I've been practicing time trials.
Yeah, which is good. Time trials in general, very helpful. Lets you learn lines, lets you figure out how to optimize your boost timings and all that stuff. But yeah, let's
Yeah, I recently done Roulette Road, and I'm at the time of recording, I was in the top 30.
That's good. Yeah, very good. I think having like a top 50, top 30 time on most Crossworlds is going to be pretty key because most of them are worth taking over random track. I think the only ones that you really don't want to see are like Dragon Road, Kraken Bay, and arguably Sweet Mountain.
Yeah, and I know in previous Mogies, if for those who are watching, I know some of you I play Mogi with. Yeah, I know you're all still mad that I picked Dragon Road and you're all having a fit over it.
Sometimes those wildcard picks can throw people off and they could be worth it. I sometimes pick Kraken Bay for that reason. But anyway, let's how about we just get into the VOD review before we
For this one, for the first half of the races, I went Metal Sonic.
Mm-hmm. And it looks like for the most part, you were going to be starting front half of the lobby, so not very many rings. So we're going to see how your ring gain's shaping up.
Yeah, trying to start out level 2 chains, but I didn't level 2 chain enough. And getting bumped certainly didn't help.
No, it doesn't help, but like, yeah, you just kind of needed to focus on your ring gain here. Get up to a decent buffer.
Yeah,
not the best pull here. I would probably consider like, this is something that like I like to do on North Star specifically in this situation, where like I know I'm going to chain into the next set anyway, and this cut is like super important on lap 3. I would consider legitimately dropping the magnet right here to make it potentially screw someone else up who would go for the Nisk. Or even just wants to take it with a boost wisp in general.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, that didn't occur to me that I could place a magnet there. But but whenever I do try to do it, people behind me would hit my item anyway.
Yeah, because it's also on a ring line, so it's a little bit awkward, but I would still potentially try to go for it anyway. And, like, you're chaining this magnet in the next set anyway, because you don't want to have bomb in your second slot.
Yeah. Even if I want to charge it.
Yeah. We missed the set. We didn't even chain either.
Yeah, I did try to chain, but
yeah.
Yeah, that's my ideal line for that section.
Yeah, that, like, the line for the press factory section wasn't bad, but, like, yeah, the only thing I really have to say here is, like, probably, like, for this lap one is, like, a little bit rough on the ring gain and very rough on the item chaining. We just missed 2 sets for basically no reason, and you had good chances of pulling defense items and boost wisps since you were mid-pack.
Yeah, the only reason I held on to them because I'm afraid someone will throw a cheap shot.
Yeah.
Which tends to happen.
Yeah, you get Sweet Mountain here. We are chaining here.
Yeah, we got Boost Gate Frenzy.
Here, you're close enough to the next set that I would consider throwing this level 2 bomb ahead to try and, like, take out a bunch of people. Because you don't need to, because, like, there's enough people ahead of you that you don't need to, like, preserve, like, your slipstream or something like that. And again, you're close enough to the item set because, like, these 2 sets are right next to each other functionally. If you take the next turn well and, like, again, you clear the space so that you're not going to get bumped, then I think dropping the level 2 bomb here would, like, forward and trying to hit the people ahead of you would have probably put you in a really good position for lap 3.
Yeah, I think right here, I didn't throw it because I'm afraid if I miss, it'll rebound and I'm highly likely going to get hit by my own bomb. If it explodes ahead of you, you're not going to get hit by your own bomb. You have some protection from it. It basically just does not happen. You have protection from the explosion, at least. Yeah. So now you're up in first. You have a bomb. You're going to need to chain this and hope you get, like, either a hazard item or like a shield or wisp or NATO. Yeah, I hopped to dodge that first because I feel like it was coming.
Yeah. Yeah, I would back this bomb, like, here. Again, we're just not chaining. We really need to chain for a better hand here.
Yeah, because I was too focused on trying to chain level 3s.
Yeah, you need to... So something with that is that, like, with Perfect Charge Bounty in general, you should just, like, focus on, like, learning that until it's in your muscle memory. Once you don't have to think about it anymore, then you can focus entirely on your item play, which will help your awareness, like, 1,000-fold. Like, seriously.
Yeah, which is why I am planning to do world matches by doing the no HUD challenge by playing double ring engine with the HUD completely also, so I can have that as my muscle memory pinned down.
If that's what's going to help you, then yeah, go for it. Absolutely. Whatever is going to help. Either that or, like, time trials with it as well.
Yeah, I have done no HUD challenge before, and I have done pretty successful with it, so it will be very useful when I do get the muscle memory down.
Yeah. But yeah, we're moving forward here. Once again, I am really hoping we chain here because we really don't want to be empty, and we do. A little bit of a bad line, but it's fine. We can take the cut. Omochao is fine. Oh, you're lucky.
Yeah, I don't know who had the monster truck, but there was actually a really bad desync from someone who had the monster truck, and it was swerving like crazy on their end.
Yeah, I don't think I can see who had it, but it was someone who was directly behind you. By the way, like, while I think the angle of this was mostly fine, I think you could have, like, brake drifted to take a slight, like, for a split second to take a tighter line here.
Yeah.
Because the monster truck is much more likely to go wide here. You really lucked out with the desync there.
If I did break that, I'm more likely gonna get run over if I slowed down a little.
Yeah, The whole thing was taking a tighter line, because taking a tighter line is beneficial for dodging monster truck, because they're likely to go wide, because it's harder to control than a handling vehicle, because it doesn't get the ring engine boosts.
Yeah, every time you see a monster truck, your heartbeat intensifies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is risky. We missed the item.
Yeah.
You didn't even bother trying to take the cut.
Well, the reason I didn't do that is because if I use Overchild right now, there's a high chance people will steal my rings in front of me and I will lose time. That's why I didn't go for it.
Let me take a look to see what the field looks like in front of you. You had clearance. You had clearance right here, for sure.
Yeah, I was completely unsure.
But you committed to a wide line, a safe line, and... Ooh, lucky that Desync ate that. Yeah, it's a fine spot. Like, this is a fine spot for a tournament race, for sure, especially since, like, this is like 12. This is a 12 race thing.
Yeah, I didn't want to...
Like, fourth... This is a good result, but like I think you had really good positioning and plenty of opportunities to potentially run away with this, but you just didn't quite get them because your item play was a little bit like subpar here.
Yeah, I was being too cautious with everyone around me, especially because everyone is so itchy with their fingers.
Again, because like it's like I keep saying, because like everyone else is also trying to re-roll their hands for something that they can win lap 3 with. And but not for anything else. Like, yeah, going safe there was probably like honestly, I can't blame you for it. I think that is perfectly fine. Again, like I'm mostly focusing on like I think not taking the Omochao through the cut is like arguably a fine decision. That's kind of like are you a gambler or not? And you decide to safe, which I think is perfectly acceptable, especially since this is early on in the tournament. Getting a 4th place result is very good for this lobby.
Yeah, I just want to take it very safe with the first race and use it as a banker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think with that in mind, yeah, overall I would probably say the problems I saw in this race were mostly item related. Just not chaining, and also like early on your PCBs weren't all that great. Moving into Metal Harbor though.
Yeah, Metal Harbor isn't one of my best tracks, mainly because of, well, I get condensedly packed with everyone around me, especially towards the shotgun with the gun robot.
Hmm. Yeah, once again, your PCBs are a little bit rough here. Missed the second item set. Like, that's recoverable. Like, pretty much every item set is prone to getting stolen here anyway.
Yeah, normally in Metal Harbor, I always take the right path, not the flying section, so I can get an easy second item.
Yeah, that is fair. That is a very unfortunate line here.
Yeah.
You were just way too close over there. You needed to go a little bit wide so that you were angled better to land on the cut. Here you're just going to get the field goal.
Yeah, I was too cautious, fearing if I get bumped, it'll mess up my line, which tends to happen.
Yeah, at this point, I would focus entirely on rings. I think you just needed to chain a level 2 there. Yeah. Yeah, it's just focusing entirely on getting your rings up and bagging good items.
Yeah.
I assume you just targeted that 20 ring there.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair. Because you were burned out. You're really getting unlucky with these items. You need to hold these... Okay, so this is actually something worth talking about. In this position, you need to hold the boost wisp, because you can still roll single wisps in bottom spots. Like, it's just always a risk. If you're holding onto the boost wisp, you can't roll a single wisp. You will bare minimum get triples as the worst possible item. But, like, keeping your hand empty here, like, not really ideal. It's like you're basically just kind of begging for Dark Chow to bail you out here, but, like, because you spent that, you got refunded a single wisp, and then once again, you burn it again. You get you were in bottom spots. You were in bottom spots each time. You could have burned these and potentially rolled yourself something better. You could have rolled a monster truck. You could have rolled a drill. Anything like that would have been golden for you. You could run that up and save a bunch of time on the huge jump. Like right now, drill is your golden ticket because or if you can get up further up, you can possibly get a laser. Like drill and laser are like golden tickets on Metal Harbor because of the big jump.
Yeah, that's why I always trying to gamble on, but oftentimes it doesn't really get me because I always get the items I don't want.
Yeah, always. On lap 1 and 2, keep your first slot full. Always keep your first slot full. Only have the second slot empty if you can help it. Because that way you're taking out undesirable items from the item pool next time you hit an item set.
That's true.
Okay, our rings are recovering now. It seems like you're kind of finding your groove with that. Still in 9th, so you still have a good chance of getting a good item here. Monster truck, that's good. I would chain this boost wisp probably like around here. Like either at the start of that flight section or right as soon as you land, that's fine. Single wisp, unlucky. I would also chain that. Just barely.
I was really lucky.
KBB.
Yeah. This right here is one of my dumbest move moments.
That was way too early. Yeah, they covered the double box with that.
I was gonna plan on launching it towards the big jump, but I forgot that I was too close to the leaders in front, and the double iron box is so powerful. I completely forgot whoever's in front will plan to block that off with King Boom Boo's trail. Yeah, like what you wanted to do here was you wanted to hold King Boom Boo until you were hitting the double box yourself. That way it was guaranteed safe for you to go for, and the King Boom Boo would lock into a specific spot. So what you could do here is while you're approaching this bend, you could launch the King Boom Boo, you could watch the ramp, line up for the double box, watch the ramp ahead, and look to where first place commits to the ramp, and just don't be there, and you dodge your own King Boom Boo for free. And what happens here instead is you get no item, and you do kind of hit a bunch of people, but now you've got no item for the final stretch. You're going to just lose a bunch of positions here. Yeah, all I could do is just pray.
Yeah, slimed at a pretty bad spot. You're basically just kind of gambling for, like, drill laser here.
Speaking of laser...
drill is actually a huge bail. Yeah, you just take that forward and just take whatever you can get out of that.
Yeah, it wasn't my best run, but I did salvage what I got.
Yeah, that was a salvage. That was a good salvage. Getting 6 is still fine. Again, item. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna be harping on item play for the most part here. Because like I don't necessarily disagree with your decisions on lines here, but yeah, need to hold that boost wisp because like the risk of rolling a single wisp in bottom positions is really gonna set you back. It's like
yeah, go on.
It's like basically that and the KBB usage where I would say like you could definitely have stood to improve.
Yeah, like I do, because like I do have the pace, but my inconsistencies and bad play is really holding me back.
Yeah. Again, like just do whatever you can to get PC like perfect charge bounty into your muscle memory, and then after you do that, then you can focus entirely on your item play.
Yeah.
But yeah, like after 2 races, this is still a very fine position to be in. Like everyone is still pretty close together, and like you still have a chance of like catching up to the front end of the pack with a couple good results.
Yeah, I always updated the points race by race on my POVs because as one viewer mentioned, it'll be good to keep track of. Yeah.
If I end up doing the same with like Mogies and tournament runs, then yeah, I'll probably end up doing the same thing.
Yeah, Flybone, that was Flybones in front of me right there.
Yeah. By Flybone's on the boost starter. Lol.
Yeah, when I first saw it, I was like, okay.
Yeah, sure. Okay, something else regarding the starting boost. So you know that like it's like almost guaranteed that you'll hit the sweet spot if you just hold the accelerator as soon as the 2 appears.
Yeah.
So is there a reason why you keep changing up your timing?
Well, sometimes I either wait till the 2 appears, or I just hold it down and just keep rapidly tap the accelerator into the sweet spot, waiting for the lights to go out.
Yeah, like I know that that's a method some people use. I would personally just keep it simple. Wait for the 2 to appear, hold the accelerator button, and just go with whatever you get from that. You're almost always going to get the sweet spot, and if you don't, then like it's fine. You're on DRE, you'll just chain a level 2 and be fine.
Yeah, I mean, I always know where to hit. It's just that I'm good at accurately putting in the sweet spot. It's like rapidly tapping in the sweet spot area. It is literally second nature to me.
I mean, you say that, but you missed it here. You also missed it on a previous race as well. Like this is you hit the level 2 here. You didn't hit the maximum boost on this one.
Yeah, I thought from that shot, I thought I did hit it because the edge is so minuscule.
Yeah, but if you take a look over here, if you take a look at your boost, it's pink, which means you only got a level 2 boost. You didn't get the level 3 from hitting the perfect the sweet spot.
Yeah, that's like I may need to work on that.
Yeah. Again, just when the 2 appears, just hold it and go. Like it is much simpler. You don't have to commit as much thought to it. You don't have to focus as much on it. You just focus on like getting your first line good. Now, once again, we're just like
keep it. Hit the wall there.
bit better. Yeah.
Bumped. Yeah, getting bumped is unavoidable.
A little difficult. Boost twist is good. I would hold this.
Yeah, I'm going for the 20, which I always do.
I see why you would, especially because of the fact that you ended up messing up your your PCB quite a bit here. But I need you to envision, like, consider like how wide this road is. You see how much of a tighter line there is here compared to going all the way around here? You are really losing a lot of positions. In Mystic Jungle, you really want to stay at the front as much as possible because there's really not really any worthwhile shortcuts aside from right at the start of the track.
Yeah, because sometimes there are many things around me that sometimes there are multiple things at once I can't do. It's like multitasking is very difficult because I always try to focus on this one thing and then like one thing at a time. But doing everything at the same time is very difficult to cope.
Yeah, like this is why like you want to get as much into your muscle memory as you can, because that is not active thought. That is something you are passively doing.
Yeah, because like even though in past tournaments where I have done well, like I have won a few tournaments in the past, but those are like smaller number entrants. But when it comes to high stack tournaments, like 40+ people entering, that's like these kind of things that I keep worrying about, especially trying to multitask everything at the same time, like focusing on the perfect charge, the lines, my item play, and more importantly, what everyone around me has and what they're going to do. Because like I always try, because the thing that always hits me at the back of my head is like, what is this person in front of me going to do? He's got this, like say like a bomb, for example. It's like, is he going to throw it back, or is he going to throw it in front of me for a reroll? Because I can't tell what I'm reading his mind. Okay, say like for example, Professor Shy Guy, like he has a fully charged bomb because I'm always right behind him with him holding it. I'm like, okay, I know he's gonna throw it back, but
Yeah.
I just don't know when.
You don't know when, which means don't be right behind him. Like, just generally. Like, while he's holding that, just don't be right behind him. Like, spend as little time as possible behind people with offense items that you think they will back. And most of the time, people will back them. Because they're just trying to reroll, and they don't want to hit their slipstream partners.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the problem. And that's the problem with me. I don't have slipstream partners most of the time.
Yeah, because you're playing from behind a lot of the time, and like you've set yourself up for this in this case as well. Because again, like you're focusing so much on your rings right now that you are now sacrificing your line. You're going to like drop all the way down to 12 as a result of the line you took, which is not good on Mystic.
I was too focused on trying to make sure I stay above 30 rings, which was my priority at that point, at that time.
Yeah, again, like, this just kind of goes back to what I've been saying. You put your PCB and your lines into your muscle memory. They're off of your mental stack. Then you can just focus on your item play and your awareness on everything else around you. I'm not going to, like, harp on this any longer because of the fact that, like, you know, at this point, you get it. Everyone else who's watching this gets it. We'll just keep on going.
Okay. Yeah, they played Dino Jungle.
Yeah, again, this will be picked every time it shows up.
Me personally, I'm not fond of Dinosaur Jungle, mainly because of two things. The one is the dinosaur hassles, and the second one, which we'll get to.
Yeah, I mean, again, like if you're not a fan of it, you feel like you're weak on this Crossworld for any reason. Again, the answer is time trial it. Once again, I'm just pausing here just to bring up once again. You should chain this. You are in bottom positions. You don't need single wisp void. This is not a good enough hand to get you back up.
Yeah, the reason I didn't reroll is because like after many Mogis with many big names, like everyone keeps telling me stop constantly rerolling. You're throwing your like. The more you keep wasting your items by re-rolling, you gotta stop that, and that advice really integrated into my mind.
Because it's situational. Like there are cases where you are re-rolling when you don't need to, and cases when you're not re-rolling when you absolutely should, and that's going to come with experience. But I'm pointing out these situations just so you have like a better understanding of when those situations you should be re-rolling and when there's situations where you shouldn't be. Like, in this case, then, yeah, you absolutely wanted to... I would have, like, burned the Wisp, like, on that first set on Dino Jungle. Like, right... Yeah, like, right here, I would burn... Not only would I burn the Wisp here, I would also get the Void out, because the next set is not far, and you want the Void to run out so you can roll for something else as well. Yeah, so, like, you whisk through all this, you end up gaining a little bit of positions, you end up sucking up all these rings as well with the Void. Like, for free, you don't even have to intentionally go for them. And then by the time it runs out, there you go. You get another item set either in, like, 8th or 9th, ideally 9th. And then you can just run up with whatever you got there, because it's probably good enough at that point. Truck is a very good pull here. I don't disagree with taking that path, actually, just for, like, a little bit of safety.
Well, to be fair, I did get bumped into that path, so I had no choice but to commit to that path.
Yeah, like, that would...
Yep, yeah, I got bumped there.
That was not a hard bump. You could have, like, if you committed to your drift line here, and, like, you just... Like, if you were to keep going right with your drift, then you would have still been able to clear and take the tighter line, but if you didn't feel good doing that, then, like, yeah, I don't disagree with, like, this isn't that much slower.
Yeah, plus I want to avoid the other dinosaur, especially when I'm trying to focus on making sure I get through this crossroad safely without having to worry about the dinosaurs.
Yeah. So here, like, let's see what we get here. That is very good, actually. So here's what I would do in this situation. Monster truck through the cut at the start of Mystic, and then roll the Dark Chow right after.
Wouldn't that mean I'd be left defenseless without a speed item?
No.
So, like,
Well, here's the thing. You go through the cut, and then the Dark Chow is going to give you 2 more items. You're on a fairly short crossworld on the shortest track in the game. The warp ring risk is very low, especially since the pack has been tight for most of this race.
Yeah.
In addition,
I did. Yeah.
friendly reminder, because you pulled Dark Chow, that means nobody else has slime.
Yeah, I often keep forgetting certain items can't show up when you get Dark Chow.
Yeah, it's Dark Chow and slime are the ones that are connected to each other. Dark Chow and slime are mutually exclusive. If someone has pulled one, nobody can roll either of them. But yeah. Okay, yeah. This is the line I would take. A little bit of a bad exit. We missed the PCB, but that's fine. I would monster truck right here.
Yeah, that's...
Yep.
Oh, yeah, all right. That right, okay. I can explain what happened there.
Yeah.
Like, this is the second reason I don't like Dino Jungle, because, like, I tried to set up to do a perfect charge bound again, and what happened was I ended on the side of the dinosaur, which is the wall, and for some reason, when I did try to hit monster truck to take the first cut. I mashed well, I'm on PlayStation, so I pressed the X button, but for some reason, the controls did not respond. So
you got hit with auto driving, yeah, because you collided right next to you collided with something like right next to the warp ring. That's what happened. Yeah. Which is why this is why like this is why I said like I would pop monster truck like right here, because it's going to last through the cut anyway, and there's a monster truck indicator right here. You need to keep yourself safe.
Yeah, yeah.
So
because of that, I wasted a good opportunity there.
Yeah, because like as you can see, like only a couple of people are able to take the cut here, and like yeah, now you're in this situation where now you're committed to monster truck. Line up for the 100 ring. You didn't get it.
And my Dark Chow is now basically a wasted item.
That's unlucky. Yeah, I think that was the pivotal moment. That is honestly, yeah, that is just the pivotal moment that caused this race to go pear-shaped for you.
Yeah, I have no rings. I like spamming every item to keep my speed up as much as possible.
Yeah, like at that point, it's like monster truck salvages you a bunch of positions. Someone I think laser robbed you right there, but like whatever. Again, like that's the pivotal moment. Like, just a little bit of an earlier monster truck, you're probably getting podium that race.
Yeah, that's 3 races, and my finisher position got worse and worse.
Yeah. Yeah, you were like, very close to getting a good race there, but, like, again, like, your lap 1 was played poorly, but you got the items that you needed in order to win on this. So just not quite using them, right?
Yeah, right. Oh yeah, Market Street. Market Street is by far one of my worst races on this Grand Finals.
Market Street and Mystic Jungle are functionally the same exact course. You just want to go. You just want to go. You want to take the tightest lines possible, the most efficient lines possible.
Yeah.
So let's see how this plays out. Yeah, that time you actually hit the perfect. Hold this. Yeah, that's a 50-50 on the item set. Very prone to getting stolen.
Yeah, I'm now trying to get a perfect charge bounty going.
Okay. Let me see this. Yeah, you burned the bomb before you hit the item box. Again, no reason to burn this. You want to keep your slot full at all times.
Yeah, that was just me trying to get a cheap shot of someone.
Yeah, no, there's no reason to do that. There's just no reason to do that. You might get, like you want to back here because the fact that you might just get gloved here by someone trying to chain here. Yeah, you would back the bomb here, and then you can re-roll again. That's just unlucky.
Yeah.
Take that on the chin. You're gonna want to chain this boost wisp.
Yeah, I'm surprised nobody take roulette round.
Yeah, I don't know why that happened.
Yeah, this is yeah, this is the main reason why I had a bad race on Market Street because of Wily Castle, and you're about to see why.
Please tell me why you burned the boost wisp here.
I was panicking.
Did you try to get a Mega Buster? Was that it?
I was maybe, yeah, try to get a Mega Buster, but also I'm now at the back. I need to try and stay with the pack. If I lose the slip, then my race is over.
Not true. Because of the fact, again, like, this is just kind of like a track knowledge thing. If you, like, okay, you see, okay, it's Wily Castle. That means this big cut makes up a lot of space. Or this big cut right over here, right at the end of the court, like, right before the Wily section. You get the off-road right there. Both of these cuts are enormous. If you boost through there, you don't have to worry. You're still with the pack in that case.
Yeah, and it's not just that, but it's also everyone will have the Mega Buster, so it's impossible to avoid everyone's shots.
Not strictly true. Most people, like, some people will have changed their items beforehand, and some people will have not. Maybe they've already got the hand that they want. So it, like, Mega Busters on lap 2, not as universal as like when you're actually playing Wily Castle lap 1.
Well, I use the Mega Busters to try and farm rings.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Ideally, whoops.
Oh.
I accidentally pushed a button. Don't worry about it. So here's the thing. In this situation, like, again, ideally, if your PCBs are on point, you don't get hit by... You got an unfortunate hit with a glove, but still, your PCBs are on point, you're taking ring lines, you should have enough rings to be able to, like, be fine. Like, in this situation, on this course, like, by lap 2, even if you took one hit, you should still be around, like, 30 rings.
Well, but no, that trying to hit the helmet people, and I forgot the names.
The metals, yeah.
Yeah, the metals. I tried to hit them, but that time I was unlucky not to get Mega Buster. So I thought, like, okay, if I can't get the Mega Buster, I'm gonna try avoid try to avoid them. But
yeah,
that's the most difficult part because there's so many of them.
There's a lot of them, but they take predictable, consistent patterns. If you just, again, time trial the course, they will be in similar positions, if not exactly the same positions. You'll be able to navigate them.
Yeah, I got unlucky with the...
Unlucky there.
Yeah, I got a lucky shot with that.
I don't blame you for trucking here, but no, I actually do kind of agree with this, because you want to get the Buster out of your inventory.
Yeah, I was trying to hit someone.
Yeah, you just don't want it there. Well, once again, I'm just assuming this is more panic. Like, you could just use that boost if you're planning on using a boost with there anyway. You can just take the off-road right here.
Yeah.
For a tighter line. You're just, like, really, really wide right now, and you're losing even more ground. There's a small gap here, and we're on Market Street.
Yeah, I was panicking because, like, I didn't have enough rings if I were to take a shorter line.
Yeah, no matter what happens here, you should just chain both of these into this set. Yep. That's good. Unlucky, chain this. Good backup.
I was looking back and there's like, please don't hit me, please don't hit me.
No. Once again, we're getting rid of the single wisp when we're risking another pull. Keep this. Just stagger it. Yeah, you just had to pop that laser earlier. Yeah.
Yeah, if I try to not use it early, because if I use it early, that won't take me all the way to the finish.
It won't take you all the way to the finish, but it keeps you safe from drills and monster trucks and stuff, because people are going to use it in the cut at the back there. Either way, most of that lap 3 is kind of moot. Like, your big mistake here was on lap 2 on Wily Castle for just, like, panicking, basically.
Yeah, you'll begin to notice a theme of this entire grand final. It's constantly me panicking.
Yeah. Again, if you can quell your nerves, if you can get more of your stuff into muscle memory, like, this should happen less often. Like, that's just the last place finish. You're now in kind of a bad position, but you can still make it up. There's still plenty of races left.
Yeah. Sand Road here, like, this is where I could have got at least a decent race, but some points of the race did hinder me.
Here you have to make a decision, like, right at the start of Sand Road. Are you going to try to run it, or are you going to try to bag it? And, like, if you're going to try and bag it, then, like, just drop to the back immediately, try to get a boost wisp, and then, like, try to get in the... and then try to stay toward the back for the next item set. Basically.
If I recall, I think I did try to run it.
If you tried to run it, then you need to just go. You need to have...
Yeah, trying to get... Yeah, every time I try... I tried to release it at that time, but for some reason I released it, but it didn't
You got a sticky drift. Yeah, no, that just happens.
Yeah, you'll see. Yeah, that's the problem when I use Perfect Charge Barrier. It's the sticky drift.
Yeah, you have to... That happens because you tried to repress it just slightly too early.
Yeah, and because I'm on the PS5 controller, it's also difficult.
Do you play this game with headphones?
No, I don't.
Okay, well, either way, I would just say, like, try to train yourself to release the button until you hear the sound of the drift release. Then repress. It's, like, going to be a very precise thing, but, like, that's probably the only bit of advice I have for you in that regard. That's like the, like, again, it's just a small thing that, like, muscle memory will tend to you.
Yeah, as you can see, I did try to... Yeah, I'm right now farming as much rings as possible, which...
Yeah, you should... In this situation, you failed to get up to the front early enough, so you should just be bagging at this point. Like,
yeah,
just farm rings.
Yeah, that's always been a thing in Sam with me. I always try to run it, and if I'm not still at the front by the time we pass the bridge from the wall section, then I start bagging.
Solid line there.
Yeah, I did get bumped, but I only got lucky not to hit the caterpillar.
This could actually... Okay, this is actually a situation where I would say hold this. Actually, just hold all of this because you're on Sand Road. You have one big cut to take here. Then you go into the water section. You can you have all of this space to potentially eat a warp ring on lap 3. And then you have another big cut right here and another big cut right here. 4 wisps is like actually game winning on this, and you're not far enough behind that you have to worry about being gapped. This is a hold this as long as possible hand.
I did try that, but once again, I keep panicking because, like, if I'm not in the slip and I'm gonna get gapped if I don't do something.
Yeah, no, this is not true. Your rings are very good right now. You have maxed out stats pretty much across the board at this point. As long as you keep your lines good and you keep your rings up, you are fine. You are completely fine, and you will make up so much room from just these 3 cuts at the end.
Yeah, because whenever I go into these races, when I have enough rings, like by the end of lap 1, I always figured how many rings does everyone else have at the moment? Because I won't be able to know. Because
don't worry about it. You can't know. So you just don't worry about how many rings other people have. Just focus on trying to drive the best you can. Don't even worry about it. You're only in control of your own ring count. Don't worry about anyone else's.
So yeah, I burned through all the wisps.
Yeah. Shield is fine. But yeah, at this point, now we're just kind of chaining to try and get a comparable hand. And you're making up space. These boost wisps did not really do much to help you make up space. You're just driving well and you have high rings. That's all that's happening. You've already made up the space, and now all you have for lap 3 is a single shield, which is not good enough for Sand Road. The pack is much closer. You're less likely to pull power items here. Yeah. And your mid-pack, too. I think chaining is correct here. Again, we want to hold the glove.
I was lucky with that shield because the bomb would have hit me there.
Yep, another case where you got punished for not holding the glove. You are ending digital circuit with no items when you could have been in the same position with 4 wisps. Like, I'm not gonna harp on it any longer, like, but I really need to emphasize this is absolutely a case where you do not reroll. That was a game-winning hand that you just threw away. Like,
I'm like, because like, yeah, like I said, constant panicking when I don't even when I have no reason to.
Yeah. Again, the more you are able to quell these nerves, the more that you're able to like put everything that you are focusing on into your muscle memory, the better you'll do. This is a very good pull. This is forced here.
Yeah, I had no choice.
This is a very fortunate slime in KBB. Why are we going this way?
I'm too close to the leader, and if I don't try and gap myself a little bit, then because I know the item distribution, the items pull based on certain distance to the leader.
Distance.
So I try to manipulate the item distribution on that to give me a better pull.
This is sound, however, this path is giga slow compared to this one. Yes, there's a blue box here. Yes, there's a double box here. There's also a double box right here, and you were in mid spot, so you still had a chance of pulling a wisp or an Omo Chow in order for you to take at least one of these cuts. You are so bailed by that, by the way.
Yeah, that was I was gaining on. Yeah, and
little early there, little bit of a sloppy line there. Don't even angle for this.
Okay, now this one that really hurts me. Right here. I couldn't see it. I can't see the mine that quick.
It was barely visible behind middle. It was barely. I could understand you missing that. Yeah, it was dropped right there. You could like barely see it behind Metal Sonic's head there.
Yeah, that's the thing that keeps happening to me. Every time I have momentum, I have so much speed, I can pass a few people. But as soon as there's a random item coming out of nowhere, I was like, I only have like 2 or 3 frames to react, which I'm not fast enough to react. And by the time I hit that boost pad, I was like, yep.
Yeah.
My race was over.
More than likely, what it looks like here is that you didn't see it at this point, and then you saw it right then. Like, this is probably the moment you realized you saw it. Yeah, and then at that point...
I was traveling too fast.
Yeah, I'm going, like... If you saw it, like right about, like... Probably, like, right around here is when you registered it. So then, like... Yeah, you had, like, roughly about, like... I'll say about, like, 12 to 13 frames in order to react to that at the point that you reacted to it. If you saw it back here, then you would have been able to swerve, like, ideally to the right here because there's a monster truck over there and a spike ball.
Yeah, I believe I was, like, 5th-ish when I made that cut.
Yeah.
I would have salvaged at least the 5th place.
That would have been a salvage, yeah. Again, though, gonna go back to that hand that you had at the end of the lap 1. In that case, most of the stuff plays out exactly the same way. You use one wisp to dodge the slime right around here. You dodge the KBB with your driving. You go into the water section because that's the tightest possible line. And then you spend your remaining 2 wisps over here. And then that probably wins you the race if you don't get gloved. Which, that's just a risk you have to take.
Yeah, so in the end, it was the most kick in the face moment for me.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of 5th place, I ended up finishing way below.
Yeah, like it like you see the domino effect that happened as a result of that decision, though. Like, right? Like, because you don't end up in the same situation if you hold there, if you don't reroll.
Well, at least I didn't finish as bad as I thought, but I could have finished a bit higher.
You could have gotten podium that race, like, for sure. Like, again, 4 Wisps is game winning on Sand Road. Like, about the only thing that's better is having a monster truck in like the single Wisp slot.
And now we're in Shy Guy's territory.
Oh, excuse me.
You good?
Water down the windpipe. I'm fine.
Oh, make sure you hydrate.
Yep, that's what I was doing. All right, Blizzard Valley though.
I did time trial this track, but the problem is like trying to start the chain when everyone is constantly bumping me.
Yeah, that's just something you gotta learn how to do.
Like, I do know my lines around this track. It's how to get around people bumping me. That's the real thing I had to work with.
Yeah, Peck's tight. We go for item every time.
Yeah, I thought I could go for more rings.
Yeah,
everyone is going for it.
You're over prioritizing rings. Everyone else rolled items already, so they're probably thinking they can afford to do it. You still have an empty item slot. You should be going left path here. It's also technically a smoother line going into this turn right over here. Like that is the turn that Shy Guy goes for in the world record, and that's the TT line. This is like you need rings and are okay with taking a slow turn over here. But it's tight enough that you just end up force wide no matter what on that turn. Dealer's choice on which path to take here. Again, we want to grab another item. Hold this for defense. You have just an Omo Chow. We're gonna want to chain both of these. They're not good enough. Would chain the bomb here in case of a jump scare. Chain the bomb here. Wouldn't have thrown it forward, but no, you hit Sonic the Hog here. Like, you see him slow down like that, that means you hit him with desync.
Yeah, sometimes with desync, I couldn't tell if I actually hit him or not, because I went by him so fast.
Don't fully agree with that. Chain the Omo Chow. Nope. Okay, if you're not going to chain it, then you just take it through this cut right over here. You don't do this either.
I was trying to avoid having the irons locked on me.
We're still not chaining Omo Chow.
Yeah, at that point, I used Omo Chow to start my ring chain.
And you missed like 3 item sets as a result of that. Not 3, 2. You missed 2 item sets as a result of that because again, like Omo Chow's not good enough here. But
I apologize, everyone. I apologize for everyone watching this because I'm really bad at decision making.
Don't worry about it. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm recording this. Anyway, yeah, bad line forces you to do the boost wisp here. You are very bailed out here.
Yeah, now this is where
You should have burned that. You should have just burned that wisp earlier.
I forgot.
Yep, take this line. Unlucky. Line up for second blue there. You just burn it. You just burn this wisp. Go for second blue. Unlucky. We should be. You should just be burning this and go for double box. I know you're burned out, but this is a flight section. You have very easy PCBs here.
This is
Dark Chow. You are very bailed out right now. Yeah, go for this line. Hold. Okay, that's... okay.
I got lucky with that one.
You are very, very bailed out right now.
I was like, at that point, I was like, okay, I'm gonna last reroll. I don't care if I get an item that I take the cut. I was like, to hell with it. and as soon as that, I was mashing the item button as fast as possible. The moment the item roulette stopped.
That was...
the moment
Yeah, that was correct.
Yeah, I got very lucky with an 8th place.
You were so bailed out by that. You were bailed out by the Dark Chow, and then you were bailed out again from the that roll right there, like allowing you to salvage to 8th. Like if your roll was bad enough, that was probably like a 10th or 11th place finish.
Yeah, and this right here is where I switch out Metal Sonic and switch to regular Sonic.
I mean, whatever. It's preference.
Yeah, now this one is apart from the first race, North Star Island, this is my first proper good race.
Yeah, we're gonna still see what we can improve here. I'll know what you do well, but like, yeah, we're also looking for improvement here.
I did do that. Wait till the 2 countdown sort of thing, like you said.
Yeah,
I did do that there.
Small thing about boost routing here, like, optimal thing to do here is get a level 1 and then chain a level 3. Yeah, because doing the level 2 here sends you very wide. Yeah. Then we go here. Release that. Level 2, we can go in here. Missing the item box, but fine. Again, over prioritizing rings, we need to roll items.
Did manage to get a level 3 boost.
This is a very good hand. Yeah, you have to burn this here. No, actually, you barely didn't get slowed down. Let me see here. Let me take a look at this.
I got so lucky dodging the bomb.
Yeah, I think your boost was still alive enough to reaccelerate you, and so you don't lose that much speed there.
Yeah, yeah. Entering the steampunk, as soon as I entered, I was like, everyone was so around. It was like it's constant bumping.
Yeah, you're far enough up now that you basically just hold this. Yeah, just keep going.
Fly bones
Mind the bomb. We didn't need to burn that. We had no reason to burn that. And we missed the set.
Yeah, my line's messed up. Yeah,
yep, you're in a fine position. This is acceptable. Keep the defense held. Stay out of the way of anyone who needs to chain. Edgar's safe. Zerks might be safe. The one just popped the monster truck just because. Little rough.
My snapper didn't come out.
Better. Chain this into the blue box. Nope. All right.
I was too passive that time.
Now we're just holding this to the end. To secure your race. Almost out through the cut.
Yeah, that's why I saved it, because I knew that would happen.
Yeah, you had a very good chance of pulling shield, but yeah. Yep, that's just a solid third.
Yeah, I didn't want to risk another reroll, so I'm just, like, trying to play it smart.
Oh, like, that was fine. That was perfectly fine. You had a very good chance of rolling a dodge for the Warp Ring anyway, and I would have preferred having something other than an Omochao in the second slot, but that's a fine race. Again, it's just more... I would just be harping on, like, the same shit at this point, so I'm going to just keep going.
Yeah, Packville is just one of my weaker tracks.
Yeah, another one. Again, weak track. Go time trial it. Yeah, once again, over prioritizing a little bit. This is a pretty wide line, but it's not that much of a issue. Didn't even get the 20. There's another 20 right up here anyway, or a 10 rather on this lap.
I couldn't get another item because those item boxes is not possible to get a second one with everyone just punched up.
Yeah, those item boxes are prone to getting stolen. That's unfortunate. Yeah, I could definitely see where you could stand. Again, we're just popping these boost wisps just because. You could pop. Yeah, you would be up another wisp here. Focusing on okay, unlucky. Just reaccelerate here. Okay, here we really want to like maintain our position, trying to get a laser. Don't want to burn the triples there. Unlucky. Hopefully we get something good out of this one.
Yeah, I'm trying really hard to put a charge there, but there's not enough corners.
Mm-hmm. Not a good jump point there. You want to wait until after you clear the turn, so you have a little more momentum going forward, because you basically lock your speed in when you jump. Like you notice.
I was too focused getting those 10 rings.
Yeah, like you really didn't need the PCB there. You would just like jump later and get the 10 ring there. Like, you probably don't even get it stolen because, again, like, you slowed down here. Look how far down you slowed down because of when you jumped. Like, you're down to 105. Like, you've practically come to a standstill, and like, when it comes to speed in this game. Like, that's why, like, with water turns, you really want to wait until after you've, like, gained your speed back a little bit and you have a little forward momentum, so you lose less speed. Do you like air bump the invisible wall too? You totally do. Yeah, you're down way bad because of that line.
Yeah, those air walls are really, really annoying.
Yeah, you might want to time trial Water Palace as well. Like, in general, being good at water sections can get you pretty far in this game because water sections are so jank.
Well, the most jank water section I experienced in is Aqua Forest.
I mean, even still, there's a lot of places you can optimize and save time on Aqua Forest. That's why I consider it a runner now. This is not bad. Oops. That. By the way, you know that there's a blue box over there?
Yeah, I know there's a blue box there. I'm just like prioritizing double items.
You were actually like pretty well lined up to go for it, but it's fine. You end up getting a pretty you get a pretty damn good hand here. You chain the KBB into the next set, and then you just kind of go. Yeah, like if you line up for like the leftmost set there and you chain the KBB, you can like you end up in like a really good position. Because you have plenty of space over here to maneuver around where the KBB ends up.
Yeah, I missed the 20 wing. Oh no, I did get the 20.
You got the 20, which is nice.
Yeah, I got a good amount of rings.
Yeah. Okay, you're gonna want to chain the KBB. Why are we holding the KBB?
Yeah, about that. Before this tournament, in a Mogi, Cloud Ninja performed a. I'm not sure. I know you saw the clip.
Oh yeah. No, I've seen. Yeah, I saw like. Squanto and I looked into it a little bit more. Squanto is calling it a laser detach.
Yeah. This right here, I tried to pull off the exact same thing.
Okay, but you don't need the KBB in the first slot. You can put something else in the second slot.
Yeah, I thought I could get everyone a surprise attack before I launch myself ahead.
Yeah, so you try to do that timing. It doesn't end up working out because it's like really precise. I don't think it's very consistent either. Yeah, like you were going after something that was like a freak accident, and like I've only seen replicated a single time in like a controlled environment. Like in the middle of a race, you really can't rely on that being a thing.
Yeah, I let my curiosity get the better of me.
Yeah, like that is like really risky play right there, and like you end up just like finishing what, like Yeah, you finished 9th off of that, where you had you had 3 opportunities to chain that KBB into something else, where like you could pop the laser like right at like you could KBB like on the blue box and then pop your laser through the portal anyway, and then if you don't get the big extension, then you end up getting then you have another item that probably also like salvages even more positions. Like I could see like a 5th to 3rd place finish off of what you had there. But you just held the KBB to try and go for the funny.
Yeah, that was me being stupid.
Also, it was after the blue box, so some of these people would have had shields anyway.
Yeah, it wouldn't matter anyway.
Yeah, this is a double blue box track. A lot of people will have shields going into the final stretch.
Yeah. So after this, I tried something different because I feel like nothing is working for me. So for the next 2 races, I went with extreme gear.
Yeah, I mean, that's just handicapping yourself. Just straight up, you lose a lot from losing the +1 speed on drift. Like, just it is just suboptimal to be on the extreme gear for any reason. I'm not really gonna dwell on that any further. But yeah, like again, like up to this point, I am repeating myself a lot because it really just does come down to the item management here. I'm keep seeing in situations where you are like making the wrong call, either due to the fact that you're trying to keep everything in active memory and thus have to panic and like figure out how to switch between everything all at once, or like yeah, or just like
multitasking.
Yeah, multitasking. Just like, again, like, keep the mental stack low. You'll be able to use your items a lot better. But yeah. The extreme gear is like a literal whatever. That set is prone to getting stolen, so whatever.
Yeah, this right here, I'm trying my best to make a run for it.
You're not gonna break away from anyone on Wonder. Okay. Hold this for... You either hold this for a reacceleration off of a like backed bomb or something like that, or you take the cut upcoming.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do.
You went for a hotly contested box and got punished.
Oh no, I was trying to hopefully get an item further a bit. No way, I still try to get more rings.
Yeah, you're still trying to get more rings. Again, over prioritizing rings. Another instance of it.
Yeah, that's right here. I got a decent amount of rings.
Good jump.
Yeah, I was lucky to dodge that.
Go for an item box. Hold. I would chain this.
I got
bad line.
Unlucky with that. I got unlucky with that dinosaur.
No, like the cycle is consistent here. By the way, like you see the dinosaur like just stanced up over here. Don't go between his legs. You should have just committed to the right side.
I was hoping to get an item there.
Yeah, but there's also an item set right there. Skipping that item's not a big deal. Either way, like, and you also didn't chain it anyway. And you continue to not chain it. This is not a winning enough hand. Chain both. Okay, we missed it. That's fine. I would chain this into double box. We just missed the item set entirely. Actually, no. In that situation, I would probably either let him for 100 ring and then like, if double box looks contested, then just commit to single box because this can still be fine.
I was too close to McQuick there.
Yeah, not really a ideal angle for blue. There's a monster truck right there.
Yeah, I try to avoid the monster truck as much as possible.
Yeah, unfortunately, the slime is a bit unfortunate there. Yeah, you really just kind of got set back by having too many of your items taken and just a few mistakes on Dinosaur Jungle. Like, I don't think your extreme. I don't think the extreme gear was really setting you back much this race because the pack was tight the whole way through. But it could have been better. Child Park is another one where you really want to roll for invincibility as much as possible. Boost Whisks are basically useless on this except for dodges. So I would just kind of like try to turbo run this. Unlucky, but a bunch of rings fell into you.
Yeah, I got cheap shotted.
Like, it happens. Sometimes people sling.
Yeah, I might
Missed the item set.
Yeah, my line here in Child Park is really bad, especially that spiral section.
Time trial this course. Hold this laser as long as possible. We want to get a second thing that we can put into our hand. Go for an item. Nope. All right. This is an 8th box. This is risky. Workable. Pack is tight enough that I think you can just hold this. I think you should just hold this as long as possible.
Yeah. Oh yeah, if you go back a bit before we enter the war section, like a little bit further. When I saw
you saw the NATO,
I braked a bit.
Yeah, I noticed you brake there. You don't need to. Sonic the Hog is not going to sling. Like not going to offensive NATO you. He's likely going to chain. So like you give him some space, but you don't need to brake this hard. He didn't chain.
Yeah,
I think he should have personally.
But just because he wouldn't sling doesn't mean there's a 10% chance that would happen.
Again, just give them a little bit of space and go for a different box than what they're going for. That's all you have to do. Also, don't jump. Just these rings aren't worth it. None of these rings are worth it. You are slowing down way too much and taking super wide lines.
Yeah, but every time I don't go for the rings, listening to that ring kind of going down really fast, it is really agonizing because I had to go through all that painful charge all over again.
Don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it. Literally just hold your drift charge and take tight lines. Don't jump. Like this entire water section, it's not worth it. You fall back a lot. You fall back a lot because of it. Yeah, like you're entering this into 8th place. And then over the course of this section, you drop all the way down to 11th. And again, this is Chow Park. There are no cuts. Like you're basically now you're basically forced to you're going to want a laser on the jump right over here. As a result of this, because now you're just not going to catch up otherwise. Especially this is where you're going to also feel the lack of speed on the with not being on handling. Don't get a KBB. You're at 100 rings. Yeah, laser here. You don't get airtime. Go for the double box. Unlucky.
Yeah, that's why I was feared.
I would chain this. Laser now. Yeah, a little late there. Did you see that slime?
Yeah,
well, you held the wisp anyway. And that's unlucky. A lot of little things that added up to a bad result there.
Yeah, the moment I dodged, I was like, I couldn't see the NATO in time because everything is happening around me. Because my eyes were tracking everywhere.
Yeah, nobody around you seems to be dangerous, but someone ahead of yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't see.
Yeah, you couldn't. Yeah, that was a little bit difficult to see. It's the Knuckles.
Yeah, it's the Knuckles.
Was that Knuckles? Let me see. Can I track them at all?
Knuckles was trying.
I would have probably seen that, and like, yeah, and then they just swerve to the middle. You either have to like hard commit to the right there, or just break a little bit, give them the road.
Yeah, if I didn't already drift a bit to the left halfway through.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was that point. I was like, I couldn't do anything, so I'm like went back to handling cards.
Yeah, once again, this was just another bad case of like a series of small decisions that like added up to a bad result. Like you basically just played Golden Temple completely wrong. Like, go for the item set, go for the first item set, don't take the center path, and do not jump on the water section. I know you're gonna lose a lot of rings. It doesn't matter. You lose too many spots for it. Focusing on PCB here. Good discipline there. Chain level 2s, they're more consistent. Need to be hitting those item sets. Snap would have been better there, but that's fine. That is a fine cut.
I didn't trust myself snapping there because I would immediately go off the track. Depending on where I angled my drift.
North Star is decent. Good box here. Pack is too close, so you got a 9th place glove. Unlucky. I would chain this. Very likely to get a refund.
Yeah,
unlucky.
I knew. Yeah, I knew. Like, I fear every time that happens.
Yeah. Let me see here. Yeah, there's a. Yeah, you see, there's a big bomb here. You want to take a tight line because it's likely going going this way. So like in response to seeing this, you should be on a very tight line. Most of the back spam is going to go into this wall right over here. And that's exactly where you line up. That was a very preventable hit.
If I was near the hog, his void would have eaten that up.
No reason to sling it McQuick there. I would probably like boost here to just try and chain into the next set.
Yeah, McQuick was swerving at that point.
Yeah, you just drill here.
I was like, no, I don't want to drill. I need a laser for the cut.
You don't need a laser right now. I would burn this though, because you have a very good chance of getting another drill here. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, I got bumped.
This is a very good drill for you. Ooh, it even extends a little further than I thought it would.
It did it, and it right where we don't want it to.
Yeah.
Nerf drill is not a good idea for Sega.
It's still useful. It still helped you a little bit, but again, the big issue that happened this race was on lap 2. Once again, you just kind of got hit by an item that you could have prevented yourself from getting hit by.
Yeah,
like it was. Yeah, it was visible, and you just took the line that was going to put you in danger. If you were more inside, the bomb wouldn't have hit you.
Yeah, last race, Bikini Bottom.
Good job getting that. You're gonna get a double bounce. Nope, never mind. Chain that, yep.
I was gonna go for a cut, but I chickened out.
You could have possibly done it, but I think you, in the position you were at, you were probably better off bagging good items. Chain. You hit me. The glove hit Mr. Lag.
And Shy Guy, I think.
Chain this. Oh yeah, yeah. Take this off-road and chain this. Hold. Oh yeah, you hold. You just. This is a hold. This is a pure hold. Yep. Correct.
Yeah, I
fully agree with that. Fully agree with that.
As soon as I saw a NATO, I was like, nope, I'm out of here.
Nope, that is a correct monster truck. We need to chain this into the first double box. This is not good enough. Why are we holding KBB?
That drill came out of nowhere.
It first showed up right over here.
I know the sound isn't on, but it was at that point the drill was about to end. And I was like, okay, the drill is gonna slow down. And I was like, okay, why is it not slowing down? Or the moment it hit me,
you got it. Like, let me see here. I'm taking a look at the mini map. That drill just started. Okay, that first drill ended, then another one started. But still, you got drill indicators for like several seconds right there. You just do not be in the center.
As soon as we did the drop, I can't change direction midair, so my fate has already been sealed.
Yeah, but you had the notification there. You had just gone here. You just, this is just a driving error. This is just I can't really say anything else other than that. At that point, hit this and then laser the cut.
Oh, I could just do that.
I mean, you could do that, but like if you laser, you get a big extension and then you got truck. Like you should laser this. This is the place to laser.
Like that?
Not like that. I mean earlier. You needed to laser earlier. And pop that sooner.
Yeah, I think this is where Shy Guy got last.
That was a solid salvage. But once again, Shy Guy got last there, whatever. That was a good salvage with what you could do. Better laser position. It's better to laser earlier there. Either on the cut or right as you enter the water section, you usually extend through like pretty much almost the entire water section. It is way more value than trying to laser like on a later point like that.
Yeah, cause I was being too passive because I don't want to like potentially get a because you said if you're in 5th or 8th, you're gonna get a bad item. So I try to avoid ending up in that position if I did get a laser extension.
Mm-hmm.
So I was playing it safe.
Yeah. Like, I feel as if this is like, the fundamentals that you have here are not necessarily bad, but overall what I had noticed throughout all of these races was just slightly off with like a whole bunch of stuff. Either like you had it is a tough position to be in, to be up at the front with 5 rings, starting with 5 rings every race, but it's manageable as long as your PCBs are good. I would focus level 2s entirely until you're up to about like 20 to 30 rings. Then you can start thinking about level 3s, unless like the track does it allows you to go for level 3s, like on Urban Canyon, for instance. Other than that, though, like, it was really, like, a lot of item management. I would highly recommend you, like, take everything that I said about item management. You want to absolutely make sure that you have that in mind. Because that is the biggest issue that you had right here. Again, like, the Sand Road race where you threw away a winning hand for rerolls. There was so many, like, all the other little opportunities where you could have, like, held or you needed a reroll and you just didn't. I have no idea what your thing with KPP is, but, like, you really just need to let that rip into the next item set. There's no reason to hold that ever.
Yeah, and not just all the other things you mentioned, along with me constantly panicking.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's also my lack of confidence in the items the game gave me in certain situations. Like, I think I got a clip from one of the Morgies. I will forward it for you. Yeah, it's this clip right here. You're gonna cringe when you see it.
Let me take a look to see if I can get this onto, like... Yeah, hold on a second. I don't... No, like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna bother getting it onto the other screen, because, like, at this point, like, yeah, this is my big takeaway. Like, little too much panic. We're not, like, little too much panic when it comes to that. You don't have quite enough faith in what items are correct for every track. Again, like, 4 Wisps is game winning on stuff like Sand Road, on Wily Castle, on Rainbow Garden, any of those tracks, like, that have, like, a lot of off-road cuts. 4 Wisps is good enough. Pumpkin Mansion even is also another one of those because of the huge off-road cuts that you want to save them for.
Yeah, and I remember trying to take. I remember when I got a Wisp on lap 1. I take a huge cut during the middle of the track to get a huge front run, but in the end, Shy Guy told me that was pointless because it takes 10 seconds for everyone else to catch up to me. Mm-hmm. So I didn't bother going for those huge cuts.
Like, lap 3, they are good, but, like, in the situations that you were going for them, then yeah, they're not, like, the best. I think, but, like, a lot of these situations were just kind of, like, domino effects from poor decisions on lap 2, like, or, like, just item management. Again, like, we don't need to be emptying our first item slot for any reason until you're on lap 3. If you are in a situation where you need to double roll, which is usually you have an offense item in your second slot and your first slot isn't good enough to carry you to the end of the race. Which is a lot of the time, actually.
Yeah. All of these errors I had combined it all at once. It really kickstarted my downfall of constantly downing myself.
Yeah, and, like, that is also another mental battle that you're going to need to do. Like, again, like, if you are aware of what mistakes that you made, then great. Learn from them. Put them out of your mind for the next race. You can do a more analytical breakdown of what you did wrong and let that get to you after the event is over.
Yeah, because whenever I start getting bad races, it's hard for me to regroup and try to recover.
Yeah, like, all you have to do is, like, here's, like, anytime that happens to me, all I just say is, unlucky, go next. That's it. Like, you really just kind of need to flush it out of your brain, because if you dwell on it, you let it get to you, it's going to damage your mental, it's going to damage your decision making, it's going to make you less aware, it's going to make you make more mistakes. The mental game is very important. This is a game where mechanics are not quite as important as awareness, as decision making, as the raw fundamentals. Because this is not a mechanically complex game. As long as you internalize the muscle memory of Perfect Charge Bounty, that's it. That's all you really have to do. Like, that is the most mechanically complex thing that you have to do, and a few niche situations where you want to snap drift.
Yeah, like, but back in alt charge meta, I'm really consistent with snap drifts, but ever since double ring engine meta, my snatches are very inconsistent because since we're using handling cards, I didn't feel the need to snap drift.
Mm-hmm. In a lot of situations, you don't need to. There are a couple places where you can take a tighter line. On Zompa Factory, for instance, you are going across like slippery road, so it's still pretty worth snapping on the roundabout cut. But other than that, like, there's not really too many spaces where you really want to snap drift unless you really need to save your line. I would say that is something that you think about after you get the rest of the fundamentals down, after you get lines on almost every track down to muscle memory. Again, time trial every track. Time trial all of your weakest tracks until they're not your weakest track anymore. Aim for, like, you're skilled enough, by the way, that you could aim for, like, top 25 times on every track, I think. Like, set something like that as a goal for yourself. Like, top 30, top 25, top 20, whatever you feel like you can hit. And just grind them out.
Yeah, I am trying my best to time trial every track and to try and get a top 50. Like, so far, out of all tracks, I think I can do well at, but I haven't gotten to it yet, is probably White Cave. Well, because I'm a bias for Sonic Riders, and plus, I want to try and nail that one shortcut that is so difficult to nail, especially when you take a specific line.
Yeah, like, absolutely, go for that. I would say overall, like, you have good fun. You have decent lines. You have pretty. You sometimes have good decision making. You sometimes have good item management, but there's just a few things that are misaligned that can just be put into place. Get PCB down into your muscle memory. Do a no HUD challenge if you need to do that. Keep time trialing. Keep just making sure that that is in your muscle memory, and you don't need to actively think about that anymore. And in general, also, when you're going after, when you're faced with the decision of going for rings or going for items, always go for items. That is, like, probably, like, my biggest takeaway that I have to see that I saw in almost every race. When you were presented with that decision, you were panicking too much about having bad rings. All you have to do when your rings is low is just focus level 2s. Level 2s over and over and over again, because those are way more consistent than level 3s.
Yeah, if my drifts ever come out at all.
If you get sticky drifts, that's just unlucky. That happens to everyone.
So yeah, thanks for giving me these advice. Like, I would want to get all this on my chest, especially every single consistent bad bogeys I've been getting. Mm-hmm. It really hurts my mental game, and it didn't help that I entered 6 tournaments in 6 weeks back to back, which really affected how I play.
Take a break if you need to, because if that's wearing you out, if that's burning you out also, then just, like, step away from the game a little bit and just reflect. Like, you don't have to play. You can play casually if you want, but just stop. Like, take some time to stop worrying about results and just focus on what you can improve on, because the results will come with improvement. So just don't worry about it.
Good thing I can play Umusume to pass the time.
Whatever that floats your boat. I am not a gacha person, but you do you, buddy. But I think that is going to wrap this up. I'm going to do the YouTuber outro. If you like the video, like the video, comment in the comments, do all the things that make the algorithm go burr, and bye. Go check out Blue Racer. You could possibly learn some things. Bye.
Yeah.